Now, at this point, I'm sure many of you guys have heard that Leo from the Leo Longevity YouTube channel has passed away here in Thailand. His body was found about 3 weeks ago in the bathroom of his room, which is part of Tony Huge's house. Leo was staying with Tony for the last couple of months after he arrived in Thailand. Patty is about 2 hours away from me, where I live in Bangkok. And at the time of the recording of this video, we don't know the exact cause of death yet, because the autopsy report hasn't been released. I think, or what I heard from Lucy, is that it's going to take approximately 45 days after his body was received by the Bangkok Metropolitan Police. So that was about 3 weeks ago. So we're going to have to wait another 4 weeks for the autopsy report to be released. And if anybody is going to get that, that's going to be Lucy, Leo's ex-wife. And it's then highly up to her if she's going to release that autopsy report or not. Now, there's been a lot of speculation online, and I understand that it's very interesting to speculate about a potential murder or a cause of death, etc., 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 but you guys are not helping anybody. You guys are not helping anybody get over this terrible passing of Leo. You guys are not helping his ex-wife, his family members, Tony Huge, who was there, the closest friend that Leo had at the time of his passing. So I would like everybody to show a little bit of restraint and wait until the autopsy report is released. What I received from Lucy was a preliminary cause of death released by the Bangkok Metropolitan Police, which was written in Thai. I believe that I'm the only one who received that report to help her with the translation. Now, I'm not going to give you guys the exact cause of death written in this preliminary report, because that's between me, Lucy, and whoever she wants to share that with. What I will say is that it did not specify that Leo was murdered, but it didn't rule out that Leo was murdered either. And you got to understand that Thai is a very finicky language. You can translate Thai in a multitude of different ways. And if you translate it in a certain way into English, that could imply murder. But it doesn't mean that it was actually murder. Up until now, we don't know what happened. Now, I posted on my Instagram page that I was going to make a statement, release a video about this subject when Leo was buried. I heard from Lucy that Leo was buried in Colorado last Monday. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm not ready to make a statement. I'm really not ready. If you want to see what somebody who's not ready to make a statement in a video, what that looks like, look at Tony's videos. I mean, everybody pressured him for answers, and he released 3 videos, which he wasn't ready for, and I spoke to Tony a couple days ago, and he's still mourning. So don't be so hard on Tony. Don't point your fingers at Tony. Tony was the last friend, or one of the last friends that Leo had. I know that a murder mystery and speculation is very, very interesting. Leo was very fond of these kinds of murder mysteries. And he's probably laughing his ass off at all of us for speculating. And I'm sure he's very upset with certain people dragging his name through the dirt, which Leo would never do with people that have passed. Now, I know he was very vocal when he was still alive, and sometimes to his fault. But again, the guy has passed, and the only people that are still here are the people that are in mourning. So have a little bit of respect, guys. It's gone on far enough. Leo was one of the smartest guys in this fitness industry. In the 2 years that he was part of us, he introduced a lot of new things to the fitness industry. He was the one who introduced Ezetimibe, which is now basically the gold standard of cholesterol management. Employed or used by many TRT clinics and guys like me who give advice to people who need a little bit more spicy details regarding pharmacology. He was the one who introduced genetic analysis and testing and really hammered on that and had very good explanations on certain SNPs. He was the one who attended us on the ApoE lipoprotein A and B variants, which I didn't know about at that time. I mean, Leo introduced a lot of new things to the fitness industry for the overall betterment of the fitness industry, and he would spend hours and hours of researching just to bring this groundbreaking information to you guys. Now, that sometimes came at his own detriment because he would stay awake for several days. Again, extreme biohacking is always involved with YouTube channels like Leo Longevity or my YouTube channel or Tony Huge's YouTube channel, which is not always to the betterment of our health, but sometimes we were willing to undergo these experiments to figure out a higher truth and ultimately do it to help you guys, right? Because we have the experience and maybe some of you guys do not. So, Leo would spend hours on certain subjects to really figure out what, a particular subject or cause or problem needed to be addressed and then get resolved, whether that was with nutrition or pharmacology or whatever. Right? He would spend hours on it. And he did that for many people, including myself. He did that for Pete Rubish, William Bonac, Tony Huge. Really, when Leo was gung-ho on helping you, he would be the best friend you ever had. And that also means that when Leo was not happy with you as a friend, a little bit of his bipolar characteristics would show. And he would say very hurtful things, including to me and many other people in the fitness industry, unfortunately. Now, again, what happened between me and Leo, I wish I would have gotten the opportunity to sit down with him and maybe just yell at each other for 30 minutes or 1 hour and then tire each other out and then have a beer after that or something. I'm not going to bore you guys with the details. Whatever happened between me and Leo is between me and Leo, and unfortunately that will never get resolved. That being said, it doesn't detract from all the knowledge that he shared with us and all the people that he'd helped. I see it in my comment section. I see it on my YouTube. He helped thousands of people. His YouTube channel was 125,000 subscribers strong, and that's a lot of people that Leo has helped. So this is why I'm a little bit taken back from all the rumor milling and the murder mystery training that is now going around. Because ultimately, Leo didn't deserve that stuff, so I really hope you guys can slow down a little bit if you're partaking in these comments and speculation, because it's still very unfortunate. We lost one of the smartest guys in our fitness industry, and personal faults aside, there were not many people like Leo. Bio Bros was one of the most popular podcasts that we had, and because of some of Leo's personal issues, the podcast ended a year ago. Leo's relationship issues aside, I think if that never happened to him, between him and Lucy, I think that podcast would have continued and again, be the best podcast on this fitness industry. But unfortunately it ended, because Leo had some issues that he needed to address by himself. And I kind of sided with Derek at that time, because some of the things that were said in the police report, which was released about a year ago. So me and Derek were kind of waiting for Leo to get in touch with us. Unfortunately, he never did. We were waiting for an explanation. And at one point we decided to continue with Bio Bros with Alex Matrevsky. So that podcast has already been recorded. At one point that will be released when we all feel that we're ready to release this podcast. But yeah, it's such an unfortunate situation, everything that happened the last year, with Leo and the fallouts that he had with most people, because, as smart as Leo was, I don't think he had many friends left at the end. Tony was really caring for him, in Thailand. And I think he was making some breakthroughs, helping Leo understand things from other people's perspective, and that he should respond to certain situations a little bit less passionately, I would say. I think with 2 more months, Leo would have been a lot more laid back and more open to hearing another side of particular situation. So, I was waiting for that. Again, we probably had a little bit of back and forth if we were to meet here in Thailand. But I think we would have gotten to a solution, or at least understood from each other's side. I don't want you guys to speculate, because all you guys are doing is hurting Tony and Lucy and the family, and family members of Leo are actively reading and watching what is being said online. So please don't fuel that. If you wanted to say something to Leo, you should have done that while he was still alive, as I wish I've done that when Leo was still alive. All we can do is really wait for the autopsy report to be released. And if that takes weeks or months, please just wait. In the end, it's up to Lucy to release that statement. I believe that she contacted the FBI to start an investigation on what actually happened, because she's not really sure of if the Thai police is able to solve this case, which I understand. I would want to get some answers too if one of my family members died in a foreign country. This passing of Leo was all over the Thai news. So regarding corruption, I don't think that's the case. And regarding, people in the enhanced athletes team murdering Leo, I don't think that's the case at all. I've known Tony for a very long time, longer than I've known Leo. I mean, I've met Tony in real life. I've never got the opportunity to meet Leo in real life, unfortunately. And, from everybody that I know in the enhanced athlete team, nobody there is capable of murder, especially not Tony. All this finger pointing just has to end. Really, guys, you're not doing anybody any favors. And you got to remember that Tony and Leo were friends. So pointing the finger at Tony, kind of disrespecting Leo's choices of coming here to Thailand to be with Tony and, help each other out mutually. So please just stop with the nonsense. Really, it's got to end. Tony is crazy. I know Tony also knows that he's crazy, but he's not that crazy. So please, just give it a rest. And guys, do me a solid. Out of respect for the Bio Bros collaboration, please don't bug Derek for a statement video. You guys bugged me enough for inside information through DMs and on, YouTube and comments and whatever. Derek is in Canada. I don't think Derek had any contact with Leo for over a year. And if he doesn't release a statement, then that's up to him, Just leave him be. When he's ready, he's ready. And if he's not ready, he's not going to make a video. So don't bug him for any more details. Leo never had a falling out with Derek. Leo is still very fond of Derek, what I understood from Tony. So please don't bother Derek for information that he doesn't have. And if he's not ready for a video, then he's not ready. Just give him some time, For now, I would implore all of you to show some restraint. Don't let this mystery and speculation take on a life of its own, because it's not doing anybody any favors. If you want to talk about Leo, please do so for the accomplishments and contributions that he's made to the fitness industry. And, if you have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything. It's that simple. For now, nobody knows exactly what happened. Tony doesn't know. I don't know. Lucy doesn't know. Johnny Bravo doesn't know. The Thai police doesn't know. Nobody knows basically besides the coroner, who is still working on the autopsy report. So please wait for that. If I hear something from Lucy and I have her approval, I will share that with you guys. Anyway, I'll leave it here, guys. Leo, I hope you're in a much better place right now. I hope you can finally find some peace and get some rest. You've done this industry a huge favor, maybe at your own detriment, because I wish you would have taken a little bit more of that effort that you put in other people towards helping yourself. I'm sorry for all the tough love that I've given you over the last year. And I know it was between mutual friends, but I never wanted to take any of the drama that happened between you and me publicly. And I guess we'll have to resolve that the next time we meet each other again. Now, that might take a while, because I do plan to stay on this part for the next couple of decades. But when we do meet, I'm sure we can fix and resolve all of the issues that we had between each other, and then smoke the peace pipe and get nicely drunk. Until next time.